Welcome, D20 players. Let's take a look at the Summoner, the new class MCDM just released for Draw Steel. Are you excited to play one of these guys? Their prime characteristic is Reason, the equivalent to D&D's Intelligence. They start with only 15 stamina, the lowest starting stamina in the game. They gain 6 stamina per level and have 8 recoveries, and their skills include magic and strategy plus 2 more. There are 4 summoner circles to choose from. Circle of Blight are demonologists who summon demons and can communicate with abyssal creatures. Circle of Graves are necromancers who summon undead and can communicate with undead creatures. Circle of Spring are Fabrites. That's a new word for me. They summon pixies, nixies, sprites, and can communicate with them. And we have finally the Circle of Storms, Stormcasters, who summon elementals and can communicate with elemental creatures. And by the way, this artwork throughout this supplement is fantastic. Summon creatures make use of minion rules. You'll want to bone up on those, so to speak, before the game. They summon a maximum of 8 minions in up to 2 squads. New minions start in a new squad or are distributed to existing squads. Squads can have up to 8 minions and they all must have the same name. Your range with most of your powers is 5 plus your reason, and you'll need line of effect to summon or command your minions. And commanding a minion to take a main action or a maneuver reveals you if you're hidden. You summon up to 2 signature minions when combat starts and 3 more at the start of each of your turns, so you could have up to 5 when your first turn starts. They share stamina and can't regain stamina nor regain temporary stamina, so that makes it easy to track that. And watch out when you're down to 1. You take damage if there is excess damage after it dies. Area effects only kill up to the minions in the area. Strikes with multiple targets deal only the largest single instance of damage. Save for conditions on all minions at once. And finally, minions apply damage, immunity, or weakness only once for the whole squad. Minion actions can be interspersed with yours. They get just 2 actions per turn and can take opportunity attacks. Free strikes are melee 1 or range 5 and can deal listed or untyped damage. If minions gang up on a single target, they only apply 1 instance of a signature ability with the rest being free strikes. And finally, minions share your pool of surges. They use their maneuver together, excepting when they need to alleviate a condition or their own circumstances on themselves. They have their own characteristics. However, they use your reason when the stat block has a black R for your potencies. When you're unconscious, they can only act to bring you to safety, and when combat ends, they finish their tasks and then they're dismissed. Outside combat, you can have 4 signature minions summoned or other types with enough victories. Each can be given a single task, but can't make project roles. When combat starts, they finish their task and are then dismissed to be replaced with the ones in combat. Your heroic resource is essence. You start combat with essence equal to your victories. Each turn, you gain 2. If any minion dies unwillingly in your range, you gain 1. You can sacrifice minions to spend less essence on an ability as long as they have not used a main action or maneuver that turn. Most of your features deal with summoning, augmenting, or commanding minions. At level 1, you can summon up to 4 types of minions, and at level 10, you can summon up to 7 types of minions. You have Summoner Strike, a main action that replaces your free strikes. It's not very effective, meaning you'll most often want to work through your minions. And speaking of minions, you have Strike for Me, a free triggered that your minions take in place of you using a triggered action. You have Call Forth, a main action you can use to summon more of your minions. You have Minion Bridge, a maneuver to safely shift across the battlefield and even bring an ally if you have essence to spend. And finally, you get to pick a triggered action. This is an example of one. Shield triggers when you or an ally are targeted by a strike and your adjacent minion becomes the target instead. With essence, you can even summon a minion to take the strike. Now let's take a look at some of the sample minions. For the Circle of Blight, we have the Ensnarer and the Twisted Bengal. No picture is given for this, but it's described as an undulating heap of glass and flesh that shatter pieces of themselves to disrupt senses and inflict grisly wounds. I love demons in Draw Steel. They're really cool. Their Mind Twist signature ability deals damage, and as you can see, the twisted condition. Next, we have the Circle of Storms. This one has the Walking Boulder. I'm leery of this one in play. How much of the battlefield it can take up. You know, it's a size 2 creature. It blocks line of effect. It stays around if you spend essence after it's 0 stamina. So I'd love to see how that one plays in game. You have the Crux of Ash, which has a strike that hides allies from the target. Interesting. Next, we have the Circle of Spring. Here we have the sprite Dandy Knight. Pretty cool looking little guy. He has minuscule. He is cover while occupying a larger creature space. And then we have the Pixie Hydrain, which can heal. So that's awesome. That's a super beneficial minion there. We have, last of all, the Circle of Graves. Here we have the Shrieker. No, not the D&D Shrieker. This one is undead and has a long free strike range, 12 on the distance on that. Then we also have the Grave Knight, dealing strong damage and bleeding condition. So a lot of varieties there. Finally, here's the credits. A lot of people worked on this one. Looks like Willie Abil was the lead designer. Great work by Willie and the whole team here. Thank you for watching. Let me know how your games with summoners have gone or go in the future. I'm very curious. I have not run a game myself yet, and I'm looking forward to trying them out. Thank you for watching. See y'all next time.